So if you haven't already gone and watched part one, please go and watch it. Everything I'm about to say is going to be a lot clearer. In our part one, we were talking about the general overview of saying, well, let's say you've got 3 different goals of weight loss, muscle building, and strength. And now what we're going to do is start going into the exercises you can use to be able to achieve those goals. When it comes to all of our exercises, they're gonna be compound. We're gonna be using lots of different joints. We're not just gonna be doing a bicep curl with one elbow. We're gonna be using our whole body. And one of the biggest compound movements that I personally enjoy teaching a lot of people, because it's kind of complex and functional and leads into having a healthy life, is doing a deadlift. Yes, it is leg dominant, so we're mainly gonna be hitting our glutes and our hamstrings, but also we're training our upper back to try and keep our shoulders sturdy, our core and our lower back to brace, not directly and intensely, but they're working, they're keeping stable. Also, our grip is going to be working. The only things it's not really training would be our triceps and our chest. Because we're not using as much of a pushing action in this position, where we're actually pulling and driving our legs into the ground and squeezing our back so that we have a nice, beautiful posture, we're actually hitting everything else apart from our chest and our triceps. So it's not everything, but it's a lot of our body, and a deadlift is a great one to use. Our second one is technically 2 exercises. We've got a ball slam and also a sandbag clean. Now, it kind of all transition from a ball slam is a little bit more your shoulders to get the ball up over your head. Same thing as a deadlift, we're using our legs and our nice deadlift position to get the ball up. But then when we bring it down as hard as we can to the ground, we're crunching our core, we're using our chest to flex our arms down in front of us, and also our triceps to extend at the bottom. As it gets heavier, so we're going away from our, again, weight loss, cardio, energy burning zone, we're gonna be leaning more towards our sandbag clean. Our sandbag clean, we're gonna use a heavier weight. You want to do a partial deadlift where you're kind of leaning forwards. It will be a little bit more leaning forwards, so lower back intensive. You lift it up with straight legs until you can tuck it onto your knees. You wrap your arms around it and you stand up as tall as you can, squeezing that ball into your chest. It's a little bit less explosive and dynamic as the ball slams, but it is a lot easier to use a heavier weight. The one I used was 60 kilos. I'm about 70 kilos, so that's almost my body weight. If you can throw it overhead, then you're amazing if you're doing that with 60 kilos. Let's get into our exercise 3. Now, this one, again, the issue with all of our big full body exercises is they are gonna be leg dominant because we're gonna be using our legs within the movements. There's a couple that aren't, but this one is a lunge. We're lunging with a twist. Not like with a twist, but literally we're lunging with a twist. When we lunge with a twist, we can use any form of weight. So here I'm using a plate. Could also be using a ball if you wanted to, if that's what you've got. I've also got a dumbbell. You could use a small dog or a child if you need to. But what we're trying to do is getting nice and low. So we're focusing on using our quads, glutes, and hamstrings to get low. And then as we turn, we're using our obliques. It's easier on our shoulders to keep the weight close to your body. And as it goes further out away from us, we're putting more strain on holding that weight in that position. That's why you can see the difference between me holding it close as I turn and holding it far away from me as I turn. If you twist both ways, you're hitting both sides of your abs. So it's a good way to also get those obliques joining in as well. Now, we all knew it was coming. It's evil. It's great. Drum roll, please. It's a burpee. We're gonna be doing a burpee. Burpees are our full body because we have to squeeze with our back to be able to flex upwards to get up tall and da-da-da, and go watch the burpee video after you've watched this to go and understand the best technique on how to use it. Let's say we're more into our fast-paced, again, energy-burning weight loss zone. That's what we're focusing on with our workouts. We're gonna be doing it at a slightly easier pace. We want to be able to do quite a few more over a longer period of time and keep going instead of, I can only do 3 and then I'm crying. The only do 3 and then I'm crying is a lot of intensity, getting down to the bottom, snapping up from the bottom and jumping as high as you can. The more explosive you are, the more strength and nervous system we're using, where the less explosive we're doing and the more grind through it, the more we're using our lungs and our heart rate and our muscles to be able to burn more calories. As you can see, it's using our chest, it's using our core, it's using our back, it's using our legs in the jump, it's using your feelings and your emotions, because it's a pretty tough one. Right, 5th, final one. It is Drum roll, please. Again, no, I'm not gonna do a drum roll, it's fine. It is back dominant. We're using our whole body to hold a solid position and then being able to squeeze our back. It is a bent over row. With this bent over row, we can use many different objects. So obviously here, I'm using a barbell. I'm squeezing with my back, keeping my chest nice and tall with a slight bend in my hips and a slight bend in my knees so that I can keep myself slightly more over, trying to get my body parallel to the ground. You can use a barbell. You can use a sandbag. You can use a ball. You can use a kettlebell. You can even use a fully grown adult man. Whatever you want. All of those are going to be a good way to add resistance to be able to use your back. The lighter you go, the easier it is to be able to hit more of our weight loss focus. If we're using that medium zone where I can feel my muscles really working, I feel a pump going, that's going to be good for our muscle building. And then choose something heavy to really have to work to squeeze with your back to hold that good position. It might be trying to pull you out of good position. That's going to work your whole body to be able to get your strength built up in those positions. And that's it. There are 5 exercises for today. We are going to bring out our other exercise videos coming along. There's going to be another one next week. But thank you very much for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe so you can see the other parts that are going to be coming out. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like so that we know you enjoyed this. Bye, guys.